Hello YouTube and welcome to AnTREXon Gaming. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a newbie guide for Arthus, the melee warrior, also known as the Lich King from World of Warcraft. So let's start the game and I'll explain to you some of his talents and some of his awesome abilities. Okay, so this is Arthus and let's start with his abilities. You have something called Death Coil, which basically is your main damaging skill that can also be cast on yourself to heal health. You can basically use this to attack enemies or heal yourself. Then you have something called Halloween Blast, which has this area effect and it roots enemies for 1.5 seconds and also damages enemies, of course. Finally, you have Frozen Tempest, and this is probably your main skill. I think actually Frozen Tempest is your main skill because it's a channeling skill that you don't actually have to worry about once you turn it on. And I'll show you what it does. It has about this much of area of effect, and it does continuous damage and also slows down targets for up to 30%. So I'm gonna use it on Sergeant Hammer right now by turning it on and coming to him. And look at that, he's getting my damage and he's being slowed down, so there's no way. Okay, no, he did escape after all, but usually he or she has no way of escaping afterwards. You can actually pursue enemies using this skill as long as you have it up. Which also takes me to the other part of this character. You will often run low on mana. So for that reason, you have a really awesome trait, and it's actually your trait called Frostmourne Hungers. When you activate it, your next attack will replenish your mana. Your next basic attack will replenish your mana. So right now I'm gonna attack this guy. I lost some mana, and now let's hit someone and look at that, my mana replenished. You can actually upgrade this trait to give you even more mana, or sorry, not more mana, but yes, more mana and also more attacks that will replenish mana. So right now I'm actually gonna take that. This right here, Eternal Hunger, will replenish my oh, here, let me just kill this guy first. Let's root him so he can run away, and so close. Okay, he ran away after all. Replenish some mana, and so my first talent I usually choose is the one that replenishes more mana, because with the self heals and with the constant channeling, you will find yourself very, very low on mana often. But you have choices here. You have Regeneration Master, which gives you more health regeneration. There's Frost Presence, which basically lowers the cooldown of this W right here. And then there's this that increases your mana, and this that gives you more block to give you more defense. I prefer this because mana is a problem for us. So right now I can, as long as I have enough mana, I can heal myself relatively quickly because this doesn't have a very high cooldown. It's only 9-second cooldown. So let's go ahead and look at our level 4 talents. Frozen Waste decreases the E channeling skill mana, which actually is super useful because this is usually your main mana drainer. Destruction right here increases the damage of your trait to 150%. There's 3 of them. Holy crap. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. That's because they actually brought siege units. And Superiority reduces damage from non-heroic minions or mercenaries. So I prefer to take this because right now I can actually start channeling with a lot of efficiency. Channel. Okay, run away. Root. Okay, so there we go. Tyrande just ran away because we were able to kick her ass to some extent. Let's heal a little bit and try to harass them again. So as a defensive character, you don't really have much in terms of DPS, but you do have a lot in terms of survivability and also crowd control. You're a really awesome crowd control character that can actually stand on his own quite well against several enemies, especially because you can just, root them, you can slow them down, and if they try to run away, so close, I was about to get that. And you can basically take care of them relatively quickly. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, now it's time to run away. Because there's 3 of them and there's only 2 of us. At level 7 you have 4 more choices, and here I have Death Touch, which basically causes the minions to explode when you kill them with Death Touch, and they also will do AoE damage around them. Frost Strike right here gives your trait an upgrade, basically slowing down the target for 40% for 1.5 seconds. This is basically gives this a little bit more crowd control, which actually makes it quite useful. And let's see if I can do anything against them. No, I died. Obliterate is another upgrade for your trait, which basically gives it a splash damage hitting other targets next to you for 50% damage. So both of these are somewhat useful. I think this is more useful than this. And then finally, Rune Tap. I think this is actually more useful because healing is sometimes can become a problem for this character. So this right here gives your basic attack, every third basic attack, a slight heal. So I actually just took that because this gives me more reason to use my basic attack against minions, and also will heal me consistently without me tapping on Q all the time. So let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. Sonya is gonna get slowed down for a second here. There we go. And she can't run away anymore. She could not run away. We're gonna heal ourselves, and there we go. So we're back in action. So Arthus is actually relatively fun to play because you are playing more defensively, but you're also playing in a way that's it requires some thinking because you have a lot of crowd control, so you have to always be able to use it. Oh hi, you stumbled right upon me. And guess what? I am Arthus. I shall kick your butt, Tyrande. You're not running away from me this time. And you too, buddy. Come back. Come back. No, come back. Come back. Okay, fine. Okay, heroic ability. Level 10 heroic ability. There's two choices. Army of the Dead summons, I don't remember how many, but summons a bunch of ghouls that start attacking people near you. And you can then tap it again to sacrifice them and essentially return some of your health, which is actually really useful because if you're in trouble, you can cast this ability to essentially suddenly return a bunch of health to yourself. But in terms of damage, it's not particularly useful. What is more useful is this. Summon Syndracosa, sorry. Summon Syndracosa. What this does is it summons a dragon of ice that damages enemies in a certain region. And I'll actually take this and show you what it does. And also, what the other thing that it does is, of course, it has crowd control features. So this is a crazy crowd control character that I absolutely adore because he has some crazy crowd controls. So let's actually use the dragon. It has 80% cooldown, so you have to be really try to cast it somewhere really useful. So I'm gonna try to find a few enemies, possibly right here. There we go. And Dracosa. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Like that. No escape for you now. Oh, no escape for me too because I didn't realize Sonya was on my back as well. But basically, it's an excellent way of freezing people. It also freezes structures, including towers, for 20 seconds, freezes minions for 10 seconds, and slows down enemy heroes. So, and also does damage, of course. So it's a pretty useful heroic, does some really good damage, and also does some really excellent crowd control. And then level 13 talent. So we have Biting Cold, which increases the damage of your Frozen Tempest, which is your channeling ability by 50%. Actually, very, very useful. This right here, Howling Blast, makes it so that it actually affects enemies that when they actually enter this right here. So it basically, if they travel through the circle, it will affect them, and they will actually be affected by my blast as well. Oh, okay, she got killed by a minion, I think. Then the Relentless reduces durations of all kinds of crowd control on yourself, and Spell Shield gives you a bit of a ability Spell Shield that you can then use to protect yourself. Now, I personally prefer to take this because this will now give me a lot more damage, 50% more damage for my channeling ability, which makes it very, very effective. Can take care of minions really fast. Okay, let's take down their towers. And look at that. Look at how fast we can take this down with our channeling ability on. And with no one else around us. Basically, this is how Arthus plays in a nutshell. Turn on your channeling ability and start kicking butt. I'm gonna freeze this tower because it annoys me. For 20 seconds, this tower is completely frozen. Turn on my channeling ability and look at how it's going down. You can stand right here actually just to also affect the minions. And I'm gonna use my talent to get back some mana. Alright, level 16, you have Stone Skin, which gives you a bit of defense at 30% more health. Frostborn Feeds increases your trait from just 1 time to 3 times now, so now 3 strikes will replenish your mana, and this is super useful, especially if you use channeling ability a lot. Then you have Immortal Coil. Let me just retreat for a second. Immortal Coil right here basically will now heal you every time you cast it on enemies as well, so it gives you a little bit more healing even if you cast it on enemies. And then Embrace Death makes it deal more damage, and also Embrace Death right here makes it deal more damage, but only if you're missing a lot of life. So if you find yourself that you're always full of life, it's not as useful. So I'm gonna actually take this because I would like to restore my mana a lot faster, and this will let me restore my mana right away, almost instantly actually. Okay, so let's do some rooting. Turn on our... And oh, she ran away, she ran away, she ran away, she ran away. And now if you have that talent on, you'll actually never run out of mana. Or run out of mana really, really slow because... Oh crap, it's 2 of them, really? 3 of them, really? Oh, okay, and we managed to defeat their Nexus. Alright, let me just show you level 20 abilities, level 20 talents in the main menu, because we managed to win the game. So here are his level 20 talents, and this is where he becomes really powerful. So this right here upgrades your Army of the Dead heroic, and what it does is creates 3 more ghouls and also makes the ghouls heal you even more. So this is more of a self-heal talent that you can use if you find yourself low on health a lot. So you can basically cast a bunch of ghouls running around you, they'll help you and kill people around you, but when you run out of health, you can suddenly execute them and get some health back. This right here increases your Singdrosa effectiveness by 2 times basically, because now she will fly twice as far, and then she will also root the enemy heroes for 2 seconds, and then slow them down by 60%. So this is a crazy crowd controller, probably one of the best in the game, because if you cast this on a team of enemies, there's absolutely no way they can run away. First they're rooted for 2 seconds, they can't move, then they are actually slowed down for 60%, and for 4 seconds they're basically ridiculously slow. This gives you a little bit more shield, or 75% shield for 4 seconds, and this resets your cooldowns on your basic abilities. But all in all, Arthus is actually relatively fun to play because it is a defensive character, but he has a ridiculous amount of crowd control, so he's very, very useful in a team. With all his slowdowns, with all his freezes and his roots, he's actually one of the more effective crowd controllers in the game. I personally really like him, and especially because he has some really awesome channels and an ability to heal himself and also restore his own mana relatively quick, so you don't even have to go back to fountains or back to Nexus to replenish your health. So definitely a fun character to play, not very difficult as long as you move around and as long as you aware of your environment and know where your enemies are. And so this has been AnTREXon with a short newbie guide of talents and abilities for Arthus, a melee warrior from Heroes of the Storm. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, check out some of the other videos from Heroes of the Storm, and also like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you, and game you later, alligators. Bye bye.